What's going on, Minecraft fans? My name's TheNotable, and in this video, I'm gonna die. You may have seen my hardcore Minecraft series where I survived for 100, 200, and 300 days. Well, I'm also going to 1,000 days, but before that series existed, I died a couple times. And in this video, we're gonna be looking at my failed attempts for surviving hardcore Minecraft for 100 days. Just know that what I'm about to show you aren't the only attempts that existed. There were a couple more that I deleted out of anger. It actually took me about 3 months of trying before I got a world that was safe enough to live to 100 days on. So if you're ready, I think it's time to go watch me die. Let's get into attempt number 1. And here we are, my first ever attempt at 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. You know, it pretty much started like every other Minecraft playthrough that you've ever seen or ever done. I punched some trees. Shelter's always a little bit interesting on the first day, and on my first playthrough I decided to live in this dirt hovel. How comfy. And like a lot of first nights, I spent most of my time mining. But thanks to my hard work, by day 2 I already had a little farm set up. Hopes were high, and you know, by the end of day 3 I was still living in an underground dirt condo, but hey, I'm still alive. However, by the nighttime of day 3, during my mining, I found an abandoned mine shaft, and I bet you can guess how this one goes. Yup, I had the bright idea of exploring one of the most dangerous areas in Minecraft without armor, much food, and just a stone sword. So I died. I deserved it. Yeah, that first one was fast, but now we're on attempt 2, and I guarantee this one lasts a little bit longer. This time I prioritized a house. It might be small, but it's got a door, so it's home. And like before, I set up a farm pretty early on too. Didn't want to starve to death. Oh wow, I've lived long enough to set up an actual house with actual granite. In this playthrough, I even found a nearby village very close to where I spawned, so I was really happy. Sure, it's not a 15-story monster with 3 separate walls surrounding it, but it's a place to lay my head every night, and I'm proud of it. At this point, I own 2 buildings with an underground granite road connecting both of them. You can probably see where I got the inspiration for my granite road in the official hardcore Minecraft playthrough. Yup, this one was shaping up to be a pretty good world. It's a shame I die later, but you already knew that. One thing I can't stop thinking about is, you know, I've got about 25 million views on the original 3 hardcore Minecraft videos that I made, and just think how different it could have been if this was the playthrough where I lived. Though honestly, I think I'm glad no one ever saw this. I had to sleep in the basement and made a pretty ugly room. Well, I guess you're watching it now, but that's fine. You can learn from my mistakes. Hardcore Minecraft is fun, but you have to be prepared. It does take a lot of work, but even on hardcore mode, there's ways to make yourself fairly invincible. Obviously though, at this point my invincibility will last as long as my flimsy shield. In this playthrough, I found diamonds on day 17, which was much faster than the official 100 days where I found them on day 25. By day 18, I had built this guard tower, which was totally useless because I didn't have a bow, but hey, it gives me a pretty good look of my land. And I've got some animals. They're all living together in harmony, and I think they all have bigger pens than even my current playthrough. By this point, you might be sitting there at home and thinking to yourself, how does this guy die? He's got so many crops. He'll live forever. And I assure you, like most famous people, I won't last longer than 30. By day 24, I got the absolutely idiotic idea of venturing out to find more land. And I was gonna go via the ocean. If only I'd known I had a week to live, I wouldn't have built this ugly oak house. But you know what's even dumber? Right next to the ugly oak house, I built a double-decker wheat farm. Maybe would have been a good idea if I had built it near my main camp, but because this thing was so far away, none of these crops will ever grow. I guess it looks okay, but you know, at the end of the day, it's totally useless, unless I were to hang out here for 5 days in a row. But rationality be damned, I made it a triple-decker wheat farm. And of course, I never got to harvest it once, because you know I'm dying soon. And you know, at least I made a little bit of profits before death. This close villager town would have been really nice if I hadn't died. Day 30, while exploring the open sea, I found a jungle. Oh yeah, it's not gonna go well. I'm always looking to get my hands on different types of wood, and in the jungle you can get some big wood. I was pretty careful, but I can tell by my gameplay I haven't been hardened by tons of deaths yet, so I was also a little reckless. I forgot to bring a bed, so I'll just wait out the night here in the jungle. Worst thing that happened was 2 drowned riding Brokeback in a boat. I survived the night, but won't last much longer. Oh look, my demise, a jungle temple. Hooray! Creepers are spawning inside of this thing. What terrible foreshadowing. Hey, at least you know I can rest easy at night knowing I died over the massive profits of 3 emeralds! Tell you the truth, I'm really not sure what happened. I watched this back at least 10 times. You can see I'm blocking that creeper, and it lagged a little. I still died. You know, sometimes I just lie awake at night thinking, what would have happened? What would have happened if this creeper didn't lag? What would have happened if I lived? Guess we'll never know. Simply dying's not gonna stop me though, and here we're back on attempt 3 with day number 1. And of course this one started like all the other ones. I punched trees. Oh yeah, you see that little wooden shack in the distance? That's my property. I must have been madly upset or annoyed because I went straight to mining. Didn't really do anything in the daytime. Actually, I know exactly why I did all that mining straight away. This playthrough I didn't waste any time, and on day 1, built a nice stone wall. I don't recommend building anything at night, especially on day 1 when you don't have armor or much food. But you know, at this point, point, if I die, I'm only losing like 15 minutes, so it's fine. And wow, I just came really close. And on this first night, I danced with death pretty much the entire time while building this wall, and finally got the sense to go home. But you gotta know, on day 2, I went straight back to wall construction. These creepers don't stand a chance. Well, maybe they stand a chance if they get too close to me. Pretty much 100% of my focus was going into this wall. You gotta remember, I just lost 30 days of work. You know, I think part of the reason I was able to live so long in my current playthrough is thanks to the stone wall. It kept creepers, zombies, and everything out. And it only took about 2 days, but with this wall, I'm feeling very safe. You can always feel safer though, and on day 3, I went right back to building the wall. So you're about to see the greatest mistake I've ever made in Minecraft ever. Instead of using a fence gate, I used an oak door. That is definitely the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Day 4, I went outside the wall using the Gate of Atrocity and started farming up some seeds. I'm gonna die soon if I don't eat. I came very close to dying. I have no armor, no food, no stonks. It's bad. And I was just minding my own business, building a second horrible entrance into my compound when a creeper creeped me, and I died. So after putting oak doors in my wall twice, I'm kinda glad I'm dead. Alright, this one's starting on day 8, the day I die. Spoiler alert, I'd love to show you the first 7 days of this playthrough, but after dying, I must have deleted the files in my searing and eternal rage. This one actually happens to have a fairly interesting build. I built myself a little shack inside one of these generated mossy cobblestone structures. And you know I'm not doing too bad for day 8. I've got redstone, gold, iron, even some leather armor. As far as my land goes, it's not too bad either. I've got a nice high wall right outside my house and also some good stonks. It was an interesting world. I kind of spawned in the middle of the ocean on an island, which was just an insanely cool prospect. The island was essentially one large mountain surrounded by ocean, and just imagine if I had 1,000 days to build this all up. It would have looked fantastic. But you gotta remember that I'm dying today, just like you someday, Aiden. You know, you can never expect what's gonna happen in a hardcore Minecraft world. Here I was just enjoying the rain, admiring my stonks, looking out on my land, when a creeper creeped up on me, and I died. I'm pretty sure he spawned inside my mind and walked all the way up just to kill me. And this is the last hardcore Minecraft attempt. Remember, I die at the end, so don't get too attached to me. Unfortunately, I didn't spawn next to an awesome generated mossy cobblestone structure, but I did spawn next to this body of water, so at least we'll have some crops. Oh, and of course, by day 2, I'm already setting up that wall. And by the end of day 3, you can already tell I had some massive plans for this farm. Walling and overall safety is still my primary focus, though. I'm not trying to get clapped by some creeper sneaking up on me. But hey, I learned from my mistakes. This time I used fence gates instead of oak doors. Are you proud of me? And you know, this is probably the first time I made a base that looks a little bit like the official base in my Minecraft playthrough. And once I got a full set of iron armor with a shield and iron weapons, I figured I could live a long time in this world, even though I don't. Unlike the previous attempts that you've watched in this video, I did almost no exploring. Almost all of my energy went towards making my original compound safe. With my hardcore Minecraft series, I think I've inspired a ton of people to try this themselves, to live to 100, 200, or even 300 days, and just know that there's no shame in taking some time and making a safe base. In each of these playthroughs that you've watched, I wanted to live to 100 days, and this is probably the first one where I even had a chance. I would spend every day farming and putting up walls, and then all night mining for more materials. Sure, it might have been a little boring, but you know, if I lived to 100 days, it definitely would have got interesting eventually. I'm not sure why, but on day 12, a lot of the audio is overlaid with some Fortnite gameplay. I'm pretty sure it's because I left my microphone on and Tors was playing some Fortnite, but I can't be sure. I guess it's kind of funny. Would have been a little annoying if I had to make a video out of this stuff, but I guess I kind of am, so whatever. At least I forgot to turn the microphone off when I found some diamonds.
Oh, a lot of them. Oh, 8 of them. Hell yeah.
Those diamonds did end up giving me a lot of confidence, though. Here I am, pattering around an abandoned mine shaft, which is pretty dangerous. If you remember, I died in one of these. But you can't really blame me. With diamond weapons and full iron armor, it's pretty normal to feel a little powerful, especially after like 15 days of labor. This is also the first time I used the concept of my mob containment chamber. Here I'm trying to trap a zombie. The idea was incredibly low tech. You can see here I'm mostly just using water to get him inside.
Ha-ha! I have done it! He's captured!
And as you know, in my official 100 days playthrough, I was able to replicate this, but with 2 creepers. This time I was even able to get a dog, and honestly, I probably would have talked about him. I could have done a little more prep though. Day 18, I'm already out on the open sea looking for some pain. And by day 20, I had found a buried treasure map, which I had never done before. I'm telling you right now, it goes bad. First off, I had little to no experience with buried treasure maps. I basically didn't have any idea what I was doing. Secondly, I wasn't outfitted for this. Not only did I only have iron armor, but I didn't have any enchantments like respiration or depth strider. Here you can see I'm already slowly starting to drown. And lastly, now I'm being attacked by a drowned with a trident, and I'm nowhere near my safe hidey hole. And in the end, I got very close to safety, but the drown still got me.
Whoa!
And that's it. That's not all of the attempts to get it perfect for the 100 days playthrough. There were a couple extras, but I deleted those, probably out of anger. Of course, I only had to survive one time to make the series that you all know and love, 100 Days. Like I said at the start of this video, I'm currently still working on 1000 Days Hardcore Minecraft, so hopefully you'll see that soon. But until then, I've got some other Minecraft videos planned, so you'll get your fix. I hope you enjoyed watching me die. I definitely did. Thank you all for watching. Please, stay notable. And I'll see you in the next video.